Meet our neighbors. One reason we love Bunny Butt Acres is that we don't have any neighbors, except these fellas. And it turns out, cows are curious. A coworker gave Greg a steel fire pit. After leaving it out on the property for 2 weeks, this is what we came back to. Apparently, one of the cows sat on it, is our best guess. We also left out a tarp that we had used to cover some camping gear, and although the camping gear remained safe, the cows had made a point to yank the tarp off and poop and pee all over it, apparently being territorial, perhaps? Anyhow, these work out to some of the reasons that it's important that we fence the cows out of the build site. It was important for us to fence out the cattle not just for our sake, but so that they don't step in any foundation holes we might be digging or come into an area and for whatever reason not be able to exit again. So by fencing them out of the work site, we're not just keeping our property safe, but we're also keeping the cows safe from any injuries they might sustain on our property or from our property, which is just good legal mentality to have in terms of covering our butts. And for anyone who might be confused as to why we're even dealing with the neighbors' cows wandering around, New Mexico is a fence them out state, and that means that anywhere that you own property that may be abutting an area where there's cattle or other livestock, it's your responsibility to fence them out of any areas you don't want them in versus the owner's responsibility to fence them into, whatever, 1,000 acres. It's your responsibility to fence them out of the 10 acres you don't want them on or whatever. We can't afford to fence the cows out of all 86 acres, so instead we settled for just fencing them out of the future home site. Our plan is to just push out the fence line where needed as time goes on. We decided on 8-foot posts, and then the gate post being thicker and taller than the rest to counter the weight of the gate hanging off of it. Greg dug all the holes because he's amazing. We did 2 feet for the smaller posts, and then 4 feet for the gate post, just so again we have that counterbalance for the weight of the gate hanging off of it. Once a hole was ready, it was time for Greg to cement the post, and the process was pretty quick and easy. He did the dry bag method.
Concrete, got my post. You notice I got a little curve in it. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. I'll use that for the base and get the top square and true. Again, cutting my bag. How well you can see this. I got a vent right here. I don't need a vent. Let me dump this by hand. Cut down on one side. Down on the other side. Top flap. So I open my bags of random aggregate stuff. You don't have to. It works for me. I like it. Yeah. Pouring a little bit in the base. Standing upwind. Not breathing fumes. Wearing my gloves. Hopefully that's enough. I don't know if it is. Good. If not, that's okay too. Put the bow kind of right about there. Looks pretty true to me right there, so dump some. I want to see some more concrete. Let's see. Okay, that's true. Come that way. That's pretty good. Enough aggregate in there yet. Let's see. It's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Reset my guides, water. Saving a little bit back to mount over the top. Got my gallon of water. Got it set deeper in this time. Hopefully this will still work the way I want it to. I got bubbles coming out. Don't really have a hole left. Let's see if we got bubbles coming out of that one. Oh yeah, bubbles coming out. So, oh, there we go. Good. Oh, and we got a good hole on this one. Let's see. Wow, it's sucking a lot better than the last one did. A lot better. Oh yeah. Feel a lot better about this. And let's do our mound on the outside. Up. So hope that's good enough. Oh, and re-level my post. Level. Level. Re-level. Pretty good. Sucking that water down real good, so give her a little more. See what she does here. Oh. Let's hope this works. No problems coming back. Found another round cement on the outside, so see if that does what I need to.
While Greg was doing that, I ran a guideline and I started driving in the T-posts. Then it was time to run the wire. For that we needed insulated connectors for the wood posts and the metal T-posts. Okay, so I just figured this out. Instead of trying to bend the wire once you got it on the post, you just, that's on there, so. How do you like the inside?
Yeah.
Huh?
I like it.
Oh yeah, that's one.
Put it upside down. Please, please, please. I'm making it.
It works. Okay, that's how you have to close this. It's like this Once the wire was run, we just needed to wait 3 days for the solar battery and the power supply to charge. At this point, we ran out of time before Greg had to be back to work, so we decided to do the grounding and the hookup when we came back in 2 weeks. But when we returned in 2 weeks, it turned out that the rancher who owns the cattle we were fencing out was actually kind enough to hook it all up for us, so we didn't have to. How nice is that? Thanks, Daniel. Now the home site is protected, the cows are protected from anything we might have laying out that could cause them any harm, and everybody's happy. Thanks for watching.